Hi everybody, Andrew here. I'm glad to be posting these videos again. There's been a lot going on with a big conference that me and my wife have been a part of over at camp meeting, and also with our little one on the way. That's why this episode really hits home, because we may be holding a little baby in our arms very soon and wondering, how do we go about in a healthy way nurturing this child in the Lord? So I'm going to turn you over to Laurel at this time. She has some insights she would like to share. Enjoy.
Welcome, and thanks for watching another Medicinal Manna Minute. We just really hope that these little tidbits that we're giving you, like the little flakes of manna that fell from heaven, are beginning to accumulate in your life, and you're beginning to do something and see a change. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about children. You know, children are called a treasure from the Lord. Proverbs 13:22 says, "A good man leaveth his inheritance to his children's children." Now, we're not just talking money here. Your inheritance can be a good character. It can be health, not just wealth. And then further on in Proverbs 17, it says, "His children's children are the crown of the old man." So if you do your job right, you can sit back and enjoy wonderful old age, watching your children be healthy, wealthy, and wise. Proverbs 31, verse 10, and then again verse 28 says, when it's talking about who can find a virtuous woman, and one of the things it says is her children will rise up and call her blessed. You know, you hear about children who hate their parents. You want your children to love you, and so you have to do for them what's important to keep them well and healthy and balanced. If a mom is stressed during her pregnancy, if she's suffering some sort of trauma, that affects the baby. And not only can change the baby's brain chemistry, it lays down more fat cells. So that's something, we're seeing more and more now, obesity in children. And then further stresses in childhood, if whatever that stressor is continues, whether it's a bad relationship or whatever, this begins to lead to definite changes in the brain. And then children begin to self-medicate. And what do they have access to? Food. Later on, it might turn to drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, or whatever. David says we're born in sin and shaped in iniquity. Well, that's not an excuse, because new epigenetic studies say we can actually change the expression of our genes. So if we're born with bad genetic laydown from trauma and whatnot, that can be changed. And the thing is, comfort food is greasy and gooey and crunchy and fried and full of fat, sugar, and salt. Definitely not what we need to build strong bodies and brains. Studies show that bad food hinders learning and affects behavior. Daniel 1, we've talked about Daniel refusing the king's food and wanting to eat a vegan diet. That's one of the first case studies that we have showing the benefits of a healthy diet. Diets deficient in nutrients, in children especially, this has been proven by studies again, lead to more aggressive behavior and lower IQ. Add to this hours of sitting in front of the TV and playing games. America earns a D- in physical activity for youth. Middle school kids, 60% of them are not getting enough proper sleep. High school kids, 70% are not getting enough sleep. So exercise and sleep are creating more problems with our children. Sleep is a time when our mind files and stores things. So they go to school and they learn stuff, but when they go to bed, their mind then puts it into the little compartments where it makes sense, where it can be accessible. So if you're not sleeping properly, those things aren't being filed, and then you wake up the next morning and you are not able to even absorb new information. And sleep can't be made up. Don't say, I stayed up late for a few nights, I'll make it up on the weekend. Doesn't work that way. Your body can't make up sleep. If a child is exposed to emotional trauma, certain stages of sleep actually help them to resolve those things and move on. So lack of sleep can make those traumas worse. So what can we do? Simple things. They did a study with kids. One group got no blueberries, one group got a cup of blueberries, and another group got 2 cups of blueberries before they went to school. The children that got 2 cups of blueberries did remarkably better on any testing that was done that day at school, just by adding blueberries. Add to that nuts, which are brain food, walnuts being one of the best with omega-3s. Walnuts actually look like a little brain, so that's an easy one to remember. Seeds help you with memory retention. Whole grains load you up with all those B vitamins, good for your nerves. And exercise can actually change your brain. It can increases the size of the hippocampus, which is where your memory and thinking is. Ecclesiastes 9:10 tells us, "Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, wheresoever thou goest." So now's the time. You want a good future for your children, you have to give them a good present. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Laurel. Raising kids to praise God's name is definitely a complex subject, and I'd like to hear from you all. What are some simple methods that you found to figure out a family meal plan, especially when you have limited time? Please share with us just some basics, like how has that looked for you? And also, don't forget to like this video, because that helps the content on your feed get curated properly, and also subscribe to our channel, because that will let you know when our next video goes up. So we hope you come again. Thanks so much, and stay tuned. God bless.